And these are the through hulls or seacocks that were removed. As you can see, they're in pretty bad nick. That was the outside bit, this is the inside bit, and this one's even got its handle broken off. So it's good that they're getting replaced basically, because you need to be able to close your seacocks all the time. One of the many jobs we were getting done while we're on the hard is having some of the through hulls replaced. The actual seacocks themselves are either seized or very badly corroded, so I think there's about 4, maybe 5 of them need to be changed. And we've got Fernando just doing the easy thing here by taking it off from the outside. Time to get put back into the water. Paco and his big travel lift are here. It's down the ladder we go. As you can plainly see, Paco's here with his big lift. He's going to put us back in the water. A couple of little jobs need to be finished off. We're just sanding off the fiberglass repair on the bottom of the rudder. Then there's a couple of little spots that need to be touched up with anti-fouling paint. And then once the vessel is lifted up into the travel lift, the underside of the keel needs to be painted with anti-foul too. And then that's pretty much it for out on the hard. We're back in the water with a couple more things still to do and a lot of paperwork to sort out as well. So, exciting times. Gracias, Paco. Hello. This has got to be the most unique use for cling film I've ever seen. Paco and his mate are just wrapping the lift straps with the cling film, because if you don't, they leave dirty blue marks on the side of the boat, and then you've got to spend time cleaning them off. I might have to buy some of this stuff. It looks pretty good. Fernando's just gone on board before we completely lower in the water. He wants to make sure that none of the seacocks that they've replaced are going to leak. So as it gets gently lowered into the water, he'll be checking all of the seacocks and making sure they're good and solid. One of the little jobs we've got to do on board is to swap out all the light globes to LEDs. You would think that would be a simple job, but unfortunately the LEDs are just that much too big. So we're going to break out Aannsha's Dremel and all the bits that go with it, and we're going to shave the light fitting just a tad and make it fit.
I've broken out the Dremel. I haven't used this since I was in Australia. And I'm using a drill bit that I've not used before, and I'm not even sure that it's the right fitting for that. So, you know,
what could possibly go wrong?
Possibly go wrong. And we've also got the electricity still switched on because we need it for the Dremel. So
that's 12 volts.
It's 12 volts, so you know, small kick. So I'm going to give it a whirl.
So that was our test one. We only bought one because they're quite expensive, and now we know that it's the fitting works, and we can modify the housing of the LED. Then we can go out and buy the rest, can't we?
Yeah.
We've just taken delivery of our Mantis anchor, which arrived fairly quickly. I think we ordered it on Friday. Today is Tuesday, so it's just arrived. Quite kind of excited about that. Having a little bit of an issue with the fact that we've also just had to pay €310 extra for some sort of import tax or some sort of customs duty. I don't know why. Marina in the office is having a look into that as to whether we can reclaim it or not. But back to the happy times. We've got our brand new anchor. It is a Mantis anchor, and that means it's gonna stick like glue. This is what a Mantis anchor looks like in its raw state in the box. It's got to be assembled, of course. This is the galvanized 85 pound 38 kilo version, which is the right size for our particular length of vessel. So I'm going to unpack this now and put it together. We're going to get lubed up. Essentially that's it with 6 bolts and 6 nuts. The anchor is assembled. I just got to tighten them up fully now, and then we've got to get the anchor attached to here. Stop! Out!
Shit, guys.
Two days ago, when we were changing out the anchor, Baz had an accident and basically got his hand trapped between the anchor and a bolt that was sticking out underneath the pulpit. So he's got a rather nasty gouge of about 1 centimetre in the back of his hand, and we've been keeping it very clean and cleaning it very fastidiously. So just to show you where we're at with it now. How does it feel?
It doesn't feel too bad. I think once the swelling goes down, things are going to be a lot better. It just feels a little bit stiff to clench a fist at the moment, and that's probably a good thing because I don't want to reopen that wound any more than it is. But overall, I'm quite pleased with the way that looks and feels.
Yeah, and luckily no breaks or tears or
no
other damaged ligaments or nerves. Lucky boy.
Yes. No sick days allowed here. Back to editing for me.
Yeah, but good job on not sailing, isn't it?
Yes.
The other day, the glass jar of the plunger machine that I make coffee in broke, and I realised that would probably happen again if I get another one, seeing as how we're on a moving boat. So I looked at some alternatives to making decent coffee, because I'm a bit of a coffee snob. But really, given that we've got shore power rarely, and most of the time it's solar power, I didn't think that electric espresso machines would work. So I discovered that there are a few brands of hand-pressed espresso machines, and I've actually got one. I've ordered it and it's arrived today, and I'm really excited. So let's just have a look and see what we get, and then we'll see how it works. Alrighty. Coffee pods, a hand tamper for pushing down the coffee, a little travel case so that if we go off onto an island somewhere I can get myself some ground coffee all ready to turn it into proper espresso. So this is a hand presso pump, and it's a set. So this one is fully hand operated. It has 16 bar of pressure, which is why I got the set, because I figured it was, because it was reduced, it was the same price as just buying the hand press thing and the tamper. So I figured this was a really good value. Four little unbreakable espresso cups, aren't they gorgeous? And this is a vacuum flask. It just shows you what temperature the water is. How cool is that? This is the machine itself. I'm so excited, I'm going to make myself a coffee. This is the first time I've used this machine, so you'll have to bear with me. We'll see what we get. Now, I've read the instructions. Basically, the first thing I'm going to get ready is the little coffee basket. So you just press it down like that. And then it's time to pump the air into the machine. But waiting until it gets onto the little green line. There we go. It's on the green there. I'm going to close the handle. So the next thing we do is we put water in it. Take the lid off. And this is hot water that I prepared earlier. There we are. Then you put the coffee in. Then you put the lid on. And then you turn it over. Oh, look at that. I think I over squooshed it. And just wipe it up. I think maybe I put too much pressure in. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cold milk, because I do like milky coffee. Cheers. Oh, that's really nice.
Guess what? We've hired a car again.
Woohoo!
And the reason for hiring a car is because our connections in Australia and the USA for scuba diving gear for Aannsha didn't quite pan out the way we wanted it to. So we're now heading back to Murcia, and we're going to buy all of Aannsha's scuba diving equipment there. We bought quite a lot of stuff off Casco Antiguo in Murcia, and they're a decent shop. They've got a good range of stuff, and the staff are very helpful. So we're heading out there. Then on the way back, we're going to call into San Pedro del Pinatar, where there is another Deutsche Bank, because that's where we can use the ATM for free. And we're going to grab out some more cash, because it's always good to have cash on hand. Then we're going to go shopping.
Yes.
Yep. for food and groceries.
Yep, and other things for the boat, so it's another big list.
And also we've got to go to one of these fabulous Chinese bazaars that contain everything under the sun.
Yep.
Because we need to buy 2 large pool noodles, which are going to be put onto a certain part of the stainless steel davit system on the back of the boat to protect the dinghy from rubbing against the stainless steel. And that's just today.
I know, I'm feeling tired already thinking about it, but I'm perked up on my new coffee machine coffee, so I'm alright. Well, let's get to Mercia.
Yeah, let's go and buy some scuba gear.
Yeah. Look at all my stuff. Woohoo. I'm so excited because I can now go diving because I've got everything I need. So in no particular order, this is a surface marker that we inflate and it shows people that we're diving so they don't hit us if they're in the boat. This one is my dive torch, and it's got a battery that recharges, and it'll also take 2 AAA batteries, and it's really good. It's 700 lumens I think, so it's pretty spiffy. That's that one. This one is my dive knife, which doesn't have a pointy end, so I can't kill myself or anyone else. But if I get caught, I can easily open it and cut myself away, so that's really very useful. I've got 2 sets of dive boots. I've got winter ones which have socks, thermal socks, and I've also got slightly smaller ones which are for summer wear, which don't require socks. I've got my U-boot fins, which are easy to get on and off, and the fella in the shop fitted them to my feet. Dive gloves, very important, so you don't put your hand on anything sharp, like the sea urchin. Free carry bag. And this has got my first stage and second stage regulator and octopus in there. So, dive hood. The all-important thing that a girl has to wear when she's cleaning the bottom of the boat, so I don't get things in her ears, because apparently there's tiny little shrimps and things, and when you scrape them off the hull, sometimes they go in because they're looking for somewhere to live, so they can get in your ears, and that's not good. And this is my BCD, Buoyancy Compensator device, and it's absolutely fantastic because for the first time ever in my whole life of diving, which hasn't been that long so far, it fits perfectly. When I was learning to dive, I had the choice of 2 different BCDs. One of them was Luke's that I borrowed, and it was massive, and when I was in the water, you know, I was down here and the BC was up here, and that was not good. And then the other one that I had was a friend of ours, Gordo, lent me his friend's pink one, and it was great, but it didn't really fit me properly. It was a girl's one, but it was too small. So this is perfect. I know it has pink piping, not my favourite colour because I'm an aqua girl, but I love it to bits. And we all know I love aqua. This is my beautiful 5mm wetsuit. And again, first one I've ever had that actually fits me. It's fabulous. The baby of the babies is my dive computer watchy type thing. So I'm set to go, girl. Mediterranean and other waters, here I come. Next time on Sailing ABC, we check out the Spanish, French and Italian Air Force acrobatics teams, and even more parcels arrive. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, press subscribe and ding that bell icon so that you get notified of future updates.